YouTube, and welcome back to another one of these videos, except this time, it's a little different. This time, it's a tutorial on something on my favorite game, Silksong, which I haven't made content on for some reason, that I haven't seen been explored, like, at all, really. Being an Act 1 max percent, whether speedrun or just in general a challenge run, which I find super interesting. Even the wiki gets parts of what you can do in Act 1 wrong, but that's because this is so absurd. And by the way, this will be glitchless. And what we're preparing for is genuinely absurd. But the first thing we're gonna have to do is gonna get Sharp Dart. I'll cut to you there. And welcome to Sharp Dart. Now, some of you may be wondering, how do you get to Sharp Dart in Act 1? You can't get Claw Line, but, and this is way too far for a normal dash jump. Even some of the most maneuvering jumps can't get you. But it requires a skip, which does require... See, that was very close. So, in general, let me have my time. I'm not the best at this. But this thing here allows you to get to Sharp Dart early. Now, editing, cut to when I actually do it. Yeah, we did it. So that's how you make this jump here. And over here, you're going to need Needle In. If you get over here with Needle In and you're expecting to get in, I don't know what to tell you. You're getting in. So one of the requirements for this part of the Act 1 max percent run that this is all showcasing, I'm sure you read the video that, is to get Sharp Dart. And here it is. Sharp Dart in Act 1. Simple and pretty easy, just one easy skip to do. And there you have it, Sharp Dart. And now, it's time to go to what the skip actually entails. And time to... Welcome back! And this is where the main part of the skip comes in absurdity. We are going to get up Mount Fay. Mount Fay, glitchless. There are many things required to do this, just to let you know. It is... The first thing required is, most likely you're going to want the max amount of hearts you can get, being 6. And, another thing fully required is Reaper Crest. Make sure you have Reaper Crest. And, also suggested, not required, but suggested, is 3 spool fragments. Or, not spool fragments, but full spools. After getting 3 spools, you and Sharp Dart can get over to the first bench. And let me just equip Sharp Dart real quick. Sharp Dart. And I'm an idiot and didn't get the last spool. Silk piece. Dumb. Mama. So now that you have enough, you can officially start entering Mount Fay climb without Claw Line. Now this is an absurd run. Wouldn't suggest it for anyone who's trying to do anything casually. This is an absurd run. This is where... If you want to see where this leads, watch the video. If you want a tutorial, watch the video. Editor, cut till I get this simple jump. Do this jump here, just like that. 3 Sharp Darts should do the trick. Make sure you have 3 spool fragments. This makes it the most easy. And now, you have officially made it into Mount Fay, where you are not supposed to go. There are a couple things I suggest for this route. Starting off, Plasmium Vial, with 4 charges, meaning two tool pouches. That's not hard to get. But other things I suggest, Fractured Mask and Multibinder. Very helpful, especially for later parts where you need to just grind through. And Deadbug's Purse is also pretty helpful in this situation. Now, to start off this route, you're going to want to head up this part. This section here is pretty simple, but after just this section here, seems to come an impossible jump. But don't let that stop it. We won't let that stop us. Die to this bug in particular. There's a reason why this guy is important where you spawn. Where the cocoon spawns. And this is where the actual difficulty of the route becomes clear. Starting off, you're going to want to head up here and make sure to get the silk from these 2 guys. Or at least 3 silk. And so this next maneuver is pretty tricky. It took me a long while to get it. It is the maneuver here, where you have to go here and dash jump. And I failed it. But basically the idea is that you jump, pogo off him, and then sharp dart as soon as you get to the max height, and then pogo off your cocoon. Now we'll cut to me getting that. Alright, so after making a jump, you're going to want to get enough silk to do a dash step off this, and to do 2 sharp darts there to make it to this safe spot. Now you've held all of that progress, and that's probably the hardest part of this first part of it. It ain't the hardest part of this, though. There's much harder. And starting it off, this is pretty simple. Just be careful, don't fall. If you fall, you failed, and you need to redo this game. And if you fall all the way down, good job. But making it simply to this room, just get the silk. Get as much silk as you can. You're going to need it for the next room. Or not the next room in particular, but the room after this. This room here, kill this guy. Make sure he's not in your way. And this is something you're going to want to need to do. You need to get full silk for this next room. If you don't have full silk, you'll probably fail, but it is still possible. And next, the final part that's needed for this next room is the Plasmium Vial, so use up all of its charges. And now you start, you do this, you... do all that. Poke off these when you can. And good job, you made it to the first bench. Unless you somehow screw up here, you've made it to the first bench in Mount Fay further than anyone is supposed to make it in Act 1. Good job! The route is only beginning. That was the easiest section, I would say. Other than those first 2 jumps, the rest of it was pretty trivial, but just need to be careful in that final room. If you aren't careful, you could die and lose a lot of rosaries. That's why you want to keep Dead Man's Bag or have a place for your rosaries stored in rosary strings. And so, for the next room, you're going to need some silk. So the best place to get the silk is here. So just make sure to grind out some silk. Pretty simple. Grind out about 8 silk, heading in between the rooms every 3 hits, to make sure you don't die. And so, when you have enough silk, right here, you're good to head up to the next room. The next room requires a lot of precision and a lot of trial and error. This is one I'd suggest having. The reason why you have 8 silk and the 4 plasmium vials is so you don't die on it. You want to do this, and then jump off, and then do a specific jumping motion being jump, dash, jump, dash. If you do it in the right timing, you'll be able to scale up. This is a tactic already kind of known, but best to explain it anyway, because some people might not know. And it also is pretty hard to pull off. Another reason why multi-binder is helpful is because 4 HP healing here can help a lot and give you a lot more time. And so immediately after, you're going to need to get enough for a single sharp dart. And then you're going to use it here. Then make sure to be careful when pogoing these guys. By the way, the best airtime is float, dash, float. And make sure to get around 7 silk from this guy. Around up to 7 silk. I know this is very specific, but it's better to grind this here than in the next room. And then go down this room carefully. Make sure not to get hit. This is basically the same as it would be on a normal route. And then this here, you're going to want to float, dash, float, do this, sharp dart, then you can screw it up and still save yourself. But this was not one of those times that you could save yourself. I kind of screwed myself over there. But here, you want to, as I said, do this, sharp dart, do this, sharp dart. Cut to when I actually said it. Alright, so you float. And now that you're higher, you want to get here and dash jump off it, so you can make it to this wall. Simple, you made it through this room. This room isn't too difficult, but it can screw you over if you're playing badly or sloppily. And just make sure to poke off the ice things here. If you're low HP from the next room, I don't blame you. I am currently, but I'm not. And now you're going to want to need to get as much silk as possible. From this guy helps. As when you get full silk, you can do another skip here. You want to jump, pogo off this guy, float, dash, float, and then use 2 sharp darts. Then after this, you're going to want to dash jump off this and start pogoing off these guys. Now, I know it sounds painful, but you're going to have to die. The only way to progress past this room is a cocoon skip, which is sad. All of that progress needs to be done again, and I'll just cut back to the room when I get here. So just remember, use the same strategies you did for the first rooms. Alright, we're back in this room. So now, nothing really changes. You just need to simply pogo and then do the dash jump strategy with the 2 star darts to get over here. Then do the dash jump. And now you need to save up for a sharp dart to get over here and pogo off the cocoon perfectly. Thank you. Then, get your final bench. From here, it's just the home stretch. The first thing you need to do is an immediate cocoon skip. Nowhere near as bad as the last cocoon skip required. So just pogo off that guy and wait here. It's a simple cocoon skip that won't be that difficult to perform. Lucky you, whoever's attempted this. You simply freeze, go back down, and just, by the way, this ledge here is actually pretty tight to get. You just need to be careful. Not screw up like I am. But then you hit this guy, then you're going to want to jump off your cocoon, or fail like I just did, and pogo up here. Now, I'll cut to you getting it. So once you make this jump, you need to be careful not to hit the spikes. They will send you back to place, and sharp dart here. To poke off that guy, and the rest of the route is very easy. This is basically just the home stretch. So you want to go up here, pretty simple. Then you're going to want to pogo off this guy, and just do some simple platforming. Be a little careful. Use sharp dart if you'd like. You can get hit by spikes here. This saves your progress, which means no more cocoon skip these. Just make sure not to die. Like I'm going to. And you should be good. And after this room, it's just the home stretch. And there. After pulling that off, you made it. There isn't any other obstacles to you getting to this in Act 1. And once you head up here, nothing's stopping you from just playing the needle in. And as it looks like it, it tunes just as normal. There's no Act 2 lock. Double jump, thank goodness. It's just getting up here. And as it flies down, you have officially, without glitches, unlocked Fay Down Cloak in Act 1. Now, this can lead to many possibilities. I will cover them in later videos. But for now, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't know why I didn't put that earlier.